She preached honesty, condemned greed, and promised to clean up Washington, until Pam Bondi dropped a bombshell that sent the FBI knocking on her door. Victoria Halston stood behind the mahogany podium, her smile polished, her voice smooth. The cameras flashed, capturing every angle of the woman who had built her career on moral superiority. The crowd before her, a mix of journalists, supporters, and political insiders, leaned in waiting for her words, eager to hang on to every syllable. "This administration will never bow to corruption," she declared, her voice firm, conviction dripping from every syllable. "We will expose every fraudster, every backroom deal, every betrayal of the people's trust." Applause erupted. Camera zoomed in. This was Victoria at her best, confident, untouchable, righteous, but outside the building, something was brewing across town in a quiet, dimly lit newsroom. Pam Bondi sat in front of a stack of documents that told a different story, one that would shatter Victoria's carefully curated image pages. Filled with bank transactions, wire transfers, and encrypted emails laid out the truth in black and white. Money, millions of dollars, had moved through a complex web of shell companies, hidden under the guise of non-profit donations. The final destination: Victoria's personal accounts, luxury properties, and overseas investments. Pam let out a slow breath. She knew exactly what she had in her hands. "This isn't just a scandal," she murmured, flipping through the pages. "This is political suicide." She reached for her phone. It was time to go public. Victoria had mastered the art of outrage. She built her reputation on fiery speeches, denouncing corporate greed, attacking privileged elites, and promising to dismantle a system rigged for the wealthy. She had framed herself as the voice of the people, someone who had clawed her way to the top. Despite obstacles, her story was compelling. A single mother, a fighter, a woman who knew struggle and vowed to bring justice. She had won her last election in a landslide fueled by donations from grassroots supporters who saw her as a beacon of hope. But behind closed doors, the truth was much uglier. Emails buried deep within encrypted servers reveal conversations with high-profile donors, some of whom had ties to foreign entities. Promises were made, deals struck, favors exchanged. She wasn't dismantling corruption. She was swimming in it. And now it was all about to come crashing down. Pam Bondi wasn't working alone. A whistleblower and insider had come forward with damning evidence. A former staffer, whose name remained anonymous for safety reasons, had spent months collecting data, documents, phone recordings, hidden emails, all pointing to a system so deeply entrenched in fraud that it made previous political scandals look like minor infractions. One of the leaked emails stood out the most. "We need to move the funds discreetly. I don't want this traced back to the campaign. Keep everything under the nonprofit's umbrella. It worked last time." Victoria's name was signed at the bottom. It was undeniable, and now Pam Bondi was about to blow the lid off it all. Victoria had no idea what was coming. At that moment, she was still at the podium, basking in the cheers of the crowd, shaking hands, exchanging pleasantries. She was untouchable, a champion of the people. But back at the newsroom, Pam Bondi was on the phone with a major news network, arranging an exclusive primetime broadcast in less than 24 hours. The entire country would know the truth, and when they did, Victoria Halston's empire would start to crumble. But the real question was, how would she fight back? The countdown had begun. Pam Bondi sat in the brightly lit newsroom, microphone clipped, stacks of incriminating documents spread before her. The network had cleared an entire segment for this, a primetime exclusive. Across the country, millions of Americans would soon watch one of the most powerful women in politics get exposed in real time. The producer's voice crackled in her earpiece. "We're live in 5, 4, 3. Pam straightened dinner's term. "Good evening. What I have in my hands tonight is not just another political scandal. It's a betrayal of public trust at the highest levels." He held up the first document to the camera. The logo of a nonprofit organization, one Victoria Halston had personally championed, was stamped across the top. Congresswoman. Halston has spent years positioning herself as an enemy of corruption, a fighter for the people. But leaked documents from an anonymous insider tell a much different story. The screen behind her lit up with wire transfers offshore, accounts, encrypted emails, Evidence that was impossible to ignore. The numbers didn't lie. Millions had been funneled into personal accounts disguised as donations for social justice initiatives. Pam let the weight of her words settle before delivering. The final blow. Not only has Congresswoman Halston misused campaign funds, but sources indicate she also has direct financial ties to foreign donors, some with questionable agendas. The newsroom fell silent. The weight of the accusation was staggering across. The country's social media exploded. The moment the broadcast ended, panic set in.